Yes, yes, it's visible.
Yeah. So today is a day one of web development session under the spooky blinders. So the day one is about backend development and the day two is about front end development. So myself Roshni Chauhan, I'm a web development enthusiast. I'm also Postman student leader, and I love to like spread the API literacy. In the series of that, like I'm taking this backend development session. In this session, we are like going to create and build our own APIs. So this is all about me. So let's go through the agenda of our session today. So the agenda is like we are going to work with like Node.js. Why should we use Node.js and Express.js? Get to know more about the framework of Node.js, that is Express.js, and we are going to like take MongoDB. Like we are going to create our database on MongoDB Atlas, that is a cloud database, and we are going to write the code for that and under a specific folder structured models, routes, and controllers. And after like create writing the code for our APIs, we are going to test it on our Postman app. I hope everybody have installed the Node.js, VS Code, and Postman on their machine. So let's move further. So we are going to like take this session with the help of a project, that is project partner finder. So we are doing a hands-on by developing a project. So the basically the whole flow of the project will be like the user will be logging or signing up on the platform. The page, like the home, after signing up, the home page will be visible to the user. So basically it's like Instagram. When you like sign up onto the Instagram, you see the home page of various posts, like post by your friends. So similarly over here, after signing up on the platform, the various projects will be displayed. So you can like submit your project or join a project. So basic idea in this, like in your college, if you want to develop a project and you are not getting a friend which matches the tech stack of your tech stack, like you, if you know Node.js MongoDB but your friend doesn't know just MongoDB. So what will you do? You can't like ask everyone on the WhatsApp, do you know this tech stack, that tech stack? So basically, you are going to like submit your project idea on this platform, and like this projects will be visible to all the users, so they can join their project and you will get your project partner. So this will be also helpful, like if you are participating in a hackathon. So in that case, you will get easily a friend to work together, basically which matches your tech stack. So this is the whole basic idea of the this project. I hope you got some idea of the project of on which we are going to do our hands on. Like just tell me in the chat box, it would be great. Just let me know in the like if you have any doubts in the flowchart of the project what we are going to build during the bootcamp of web development. Just let me know in the chat box. I hope I am audible. Hello. Okay, great. And like, did you got the project idea what we are going to build? Just let me know. Yeah. Anyone from the audience? If you didn't got, just let me know so that I can explain it once more if you needed. I hope you got the idea. Okay, great, Swas. So, like, enough of theory. Like, this is a hands-on session. So, the project using the tech stack we are going to build is Node.js, Express.js, MongoDB, and we are going to test the APIs on Postman. So, so basically, this project is going. We are going to put it on our GitHub for open source contribution. So this. So we are going to put this project like whatever we are going to develop, and half of the project like we are going to create the issues related to that, and you can contribute on like in this project and get a like certificate from developer student club of open source contribution. So the basic, you will get to know about the more about open source contribution. So let's not waste time and go on our VS code. Let's create a folder. I'm creating a new folder. So I will use the name as, I'm going to open this in VS code. Okay, we have created our folder. So here we are going to use the Node.js. So let's know what is Node.js. So Node, earlier, like for writing the JavaScript code, we have to go through the console. For running like any JavaScript code earlier, we used to like run it over here, like in the console. Like the Google provides the Chrome V8 engine, but after the development of Node.js, we can run our JavaScript code in our local machine. So Node.js acts as a tool for like compiling a JavaScript code. Node.js is neither a language, not a framework. It is nothing like language framework, but it is a tool which helps you to like run your JavaScript code. So like see the definition. Node.js is a JavaScript runtime built on Chrome's V8 JavaScript engine. So it is built using the JavaScript engine of the Chrome. So you can understand like it is basically used to run the JavaScript code. So this is basically the logic behind why the development of Node.js came into existence. And let's see what is Express.js. So Express.js is a framework of Node.js for developing our web applications. You can see the definition over here. With like it makes our task easier to develop various web projects using the framework of Node.js. So Node.js is highly scalable and asynchronous in nature. What I mean from asynchronous is like it can handle multiple requests simultaneously. As we have seen in various application, large scale application, it is not scalable as multiple requests hit the server. It's like the server gets hang, but this is not case in the Node.js as it is highly scalable due to its like node asynchronous nature. And the next benefit of Node.js is like it has a large community. You can ask your doubt on everywhere. Like GitHub community has large GitHub community, and it leverages us with lots of packages like Express.js, React.js. All these are like makes our task easier for building a project. So let's go back to our VS code. So let's initialize our package.json folder for developing our project. So I hope you are doing with me. So I will initialize the package with npm init. So you can enter. You can see like a project. I can be I can give my name as author. So we can see here like a package.json file is created. So we are the various dependencies you are going to use in the project is like listed over here. You will get to know what are the packages you are used. So for developing this project, we have to install certain packages of Node, Express, and for database connection, we are going to use Mongoose. Like it is a object relational mapper, and we will require the .env for the environment file. And let's see like on during further of the session we will get to know what are the packages we are going to use. Let's install the packages. Yeah. I can also install NodeMon. NodeMon is basically to reset the server after you have saved the file. Don't have to write the commands again. Once you save the file, it will automatically run the server with the help of NodeMon. So you can see over here our various packages is listed over here. .env Express for developing the web applications, Mongoose for database connection, and NodeMon for resetting the server. Let's create a folder. Like the folder structure is very important. If you are going to develop very large scale applications, you should be specific with your folder structures. So I will create a src folder. In this I will going to like a main file, create server.js. So whatever the packages you are going to require it over here. So this is the like code for acquiring the packages whatever you have installed. So I'm creating the instance of Express framework as an app. Let's set the port app.listen. It will takes two parameters. It takes two parameters. That is the port number and the callback function. So I will mention the port number. Suppose I want to run it on localhost, suppose 4000, and the callback. So it's listening. Okay. So we have initialized our server, and this line of code will like set up the port for our project, the backend server. And if I have to run this file, I will write nodemon. This is a main file for running our project. So I will run at src. It is under src/server.js. Yeah, we have set it up our port at 4000. So let's like get an idea by running it on browser. So I'm creating a route for that. App.get, it takes like two parameters. I just miss. It takes two parameters, that is the route and the callback function. So you don't have to remember all the code. You just go on to the documentation and get to know all the things, how to write the code. Like here has given the all the things. Just read the documentation, you will be like much favored. You can like cons express, the documentation is awesome of express, and you can see the routes where various routes is given. Just make use of the documentation and you will be in profit. So I'm writing the callback function. I hope you are aware of the arrow functions in JavaScript. So suppose I'm sending res.send. Welcome to the session. Let's save this. Yeah, due to nodemon, it's automatically reruns the server without running the command again and again due to nodemon. So let's go on to our browser. Yeah, you can see over here our server is running fine. Welcome to the session. We can see over here. So we have set it up our server. So this is not of use according to our project. So let's create a database connection over here. So we are using over here is MongoDB Atlas. So just we are going to set up the MongoDB Atlas database. Just go on to the website. Yeah, you can, if you have account, or if you don't, then you can sign up onto the platform over here. I'm signing up with Google. Just follow the steps as I'm doing for setting up your database. It's loading. Till then, let's install a package for connecting to the database. Yeah, we have installed it, Mongoose. Let's acquire it in our server.js file. This package is helpful for like connecting with the database. Yeah, click on other, and you can select your preferred language. My preferred language is JavaScript. Or website, or you can full stack project. Yeah, so we can create a cluster. Just follow this step as I'm doing. Let's click on create cluster. Yeah, our cluster is being deployed. You can see. Yeah, you can see over here your cluster is being created like a database. Till then, like we can set our username and password. Add a database user. Suppose you can set the password. I'm setting it as Rosh123. You can set your own, and you have to remember the password. It will be needed for the env file. Let's set the IP address. Click on add IP address, and we have to allow access from any machine to this database. Let's confirm it. The IP address is being set. Let's write a code for MongoDB database connection. To create an environment file .env file. So this should be present at the root of the project. Yeah, we have to give here MongoDB, Mongo URI. Like for accessing this env file, we have to install a package called .env. We have installed it earlier only. So let's acquire it. Cons env. Every package you are going to install, you have to acquire it at the top of your project file .env, and we have to configure it. Let's configure it over here. env.config and this, and let's create a database connection. So don't have to remember the code for this also. I will show in the documentation the same. So I hope our cluster got created. You can check it over here. Yeah, our cluster got created. Let's click on connect over here, and we have to connect to our applications and copy this URL and paste it on your env file. This will be helpful for connecting with MongoDB Atlas. I've set it up the password for this. You have to replace it over here and just replace this here with your database name. Suppose I am giving the name as GDSC RAIT for the time being. So it takes two parameters mongoose.connect. First the host URL and the optional parameters, like to avoid any warnings in our server in the console. So let's write in a template string. Whatever the naming we have given over here, like Mongo URL, okay. And we have to pass the optional parameters. Like these parameters are just to avoid any errors or kind of warnings in our console. Like as the NodeJS have different versions, so to avoid any warnings in certain functions in the code, we are going to use these parameters. Okay, so like after connecting with this, like if the database connection is successful, then we have to execute the further function to get confirmation of that. Console.log connected to database, and if there is any error, we can catch it by and we can save this. So our database connection is successful, and here we can see connected to database is showing. Till here, anyone have any doubt? Our database is set up to connect with this cluster. Anyone have any doubt till here? Just let me know in the chat box. I hope everyone is there doing with me. Okay, great, Swas. So our database is connected successfully. Let's, sorry, curly braces will be there. So let's design a database, like a structure of a database. So for this, we will create a folder models and create a file under that user.js. So using Mongoose, we are going to design the structure of our database. What are the fields will be there for the user. So in this session, we are basically going to do the mainly authentication, how the user will be logged in register and this sign in louds. We have to acquire it and we have to write the code for the schema, user schema. You don't have to remember all this. I will show you the documentation also. You just go on to the Mongoose documentation. It has great documentation. You can see the code for the connection with the database is given over here. Just follow the steps given in the documentation. Like, documentation is a great way to learn anything. And you can see how the schema is built over here. You can see they have given the whole code for the schema for learning purpose. You can see over here. So let's name, like the type will be string for this. Email, type string, sorry, and you can set like minimum characters, maximum characters for this, or the if it is a required field, you can set it as required true, or if it not, you can set it to false. Okay, then if you need a password, you can set it over here. Type string, name, email, password, and for the projects, for contacting between like various users, we can keep the LinkedIn URL option also in the database. It will be also typed string. So I guess it's the fields are enough: name, email, password, and LinkedIn URL. And when the user is created, you can set the timestamps also. Like set it to true. And we have to like export this schema, as we are going to use this schema in other folders also, like controllers for writing the logic for registrating the user. This module dot exports is equals to mongoose dot model user, comma, you have to give according to your name. Like I will show what is the use of this in other part of code. User schema. Okay, let's save this. Our schema got created over here. Basically, for registration the user, we will require a name, email, password, and LinkedIn URL. And let's write a logic for this, how we are going to register user. Controllers is basically for writing the logic, firing various queries to the database. .js. So here we have to acquire that model which we have created. we have required that. So let's write the code for registering the user. Sign up is equals to it, writing the code in form of arrow function. So it will take like two parameters, request and response object, const, like whatever fields we have either from the client side for registering the user, we're taking the name, const name, like dot body dot name, the name which we are going to fill, it will be shown here. Okay, I'm going fast. Okay, Rutija. Till here you have done. Hello, Rutija. I hope you have done till here with me. If you have any doubts in between, you can ask me like in the chat box. If you have any doubt, just let me know in the chat box. So let me know if you have done with me till now, or if you are getting any error at any point. Which shortcut key are you using for putting semicolon to all statement? So as this is a JavaScript code, it is not necessary to write a semicolon. Okay, the cluster has not yet been formed. If you are getting any error or what, Rutuja? Or okay, should I show the code for any part, for any file? Server.js have written the code for the server.js whole. Okay, great. And for models, I will I will stop means wait for you for showing the code. If you are done, let me know in the chat box. You can unmute yourself and tell me if you are getting any doubt, and at any point I'm going fast or slow, or you are lagging behind me. Just let me know. Keyboard shortcut, I'm not using any shortcut, Suhas. Okay, you can install. Okay, if you have installed the extension called Babel JavaScript, it will automatically like and ESLint for making your code aligned. You can use that extension Babel JavaScript. It will automatically like create a semicolon. Like it is a part of VS Code extensions. You can use the extensions. I got it. Your question. Got it, Suhas? Like I'm using an extension called Babel JavaScript, due to which the semicolon automatically gets. Okay. Okay, I will show the server.js. I hope Rutuja, you are done with the server.js file. Okay. If you are getting any error, just tell me. Rutuja, if you are done, okay, great. So we have created the main file server.js models. We have created the model, and let's go to our controllers. So we are taking the email reg.body.email. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm given the semicolon over here. Const. We are taking the password also from the user from the client side. Reg.body.password and a LinkedIn URL. Whatever is LinkedIn URL. Okay. So we have stored all this over here. So we want to, like, whatever the name, email, password we are getting from the client side, we have to save it into our database. For this, we have to create a user is equals to new user. Okay, you can see in the documentation how schemas. Okay, you can see the syntax over here. Cons schema is equals to new. We have given a name user. So you can see like this. You can just, and it's stored in the form of key value pair. So the key should be the key you are going to write over here. This should be similar to this, because it is going to match whether this, sorry, I hope you got it. Like, this is going to match, like this name should be stored in the name field of our database over here. Okay, and similarly for email, this should be similar to that email. Then password and LinkedIn URL. Let's see what we have given the field, the LinkedIn URL. Copying over here to avoid any errors. And URL. So we have, like, matched this name to the field in our database so that it goes to, like, the similar field for which we have want to store the data. So we have done with this. Let's save this in our database. User dot save. This is a function of Mongoose for saving our data. So it takes a callback function. Basically, it takes a callback function and takes in the, as a parameter, it takes two options. I'll say it takes error and the data. Like basically it depicts the error. If in saving, if you get any error, it will console it. If we get any, like if it's successful, it will return the data. I will show how it is done. So if there is no error and data is successfully saved, then we have to return a JSON response like 200 OK. Like you have seen everywhere, 200 is for success message. So let's write this is a format for writing the JSON message successfully stored in database. We successfully stored the user details in database, and we have to return like what data is stored. You can see over here. So here we are using a JSON format, so we have to mention it in a as a middleware in the server.js file, app.use express.json. Okay, let's save this. And so this is our if condition for successful message. If there is any problem while storing the data of the user, we can write a message res.status 400.json message. There is an error while storing the user details, and we can get what error it is. So error is this error. So we have to be like this error is this, and the data for successful message, this is for unsuccessful and this is for successful. So let's store it. So we have written the controllers like written the logic how the data is going to store into the database. I hope all you have written the code till here. Those who are doing with me, just let me know in the chat box. It will be great to me. Can we just use our export data as the only sign up storage data? I didn't got your question, Suhas. Can't we just use our export data as the... I didn't got your question, Suhas. Okay. Can we just... Basically, this is the logic how the data is going to store into the database. So we have just got the name, email, password from the client side. We are going to test it on a Postman and get the response how like this is code is right or wrong for storing the data. Let's create a route for this, by which we are going to similarly like here we have like created a route for this like slash. We have then given this route localhost 4000, the main. For the sign up route, we will going to create a routes folder. User.js. We have to acquire over here also. We are going to use the express methods and functions for using routing various URLs. Const router. We are going to use the method of express dot router, then route dot post. Here we are posting the data to the server, so we are going to use the method called post. If we are getting the data from the database like from this server, then we are going to like use the get method. But we are posting the data to the database slash sign up. Let's give the name as sign up route and comma. The functions, sorry, it will be router, and the name we have used over here, that is sign up. We are, it takes the route basically takes two parameters, as I have told you. It takes two parameters. The first, the URL, like the naming, the route which it's going to hit. So the route, it's like URL it is going to hit, and the callback function. So the callback function we are going to import over here, which we have written in the controllers folder, sign up. Sign up, okay. So it is automatically imported over here. This like VS Code's magic, you can say it. And then we are going to export the router module dot, because we are going to use this in our server.js file. Module dot exports is equals to router. Let's go to the server main file, that is our server.js file. Here we are going to mention our routes for our project, like various modules of our project. So basically we can give the naming as user routes. For authenticating this user, we are going to require that file over here. So it is in the routes folder slash what we are given, user dot js. So we have acquired over here the routes, and then we are going to use it, app dot use. Let's give the base URL as slash API comma user routes. Like you will get to know the importance of this when I'm going to test the API. So basically we have created an API or written the logic for an API for registering a user. There we are getting no error till now connected to database. So let's test this on our Postman, the route which we have created over here. Let's go to Postman. I hope like till here everyone has written the code with me. Just let me know in the chat box. Or we can just show the fields. Sorry about, I was just asking that we do have to create another set to store the sign up data. Basically, in the models, we have created the structure, how the database will look like, what are the fields it is going to create. The models is used for that, and the sign up route we have written over here in the controllers. It is going to like save the data. It is a logic how the data is going to store in the database. This is a logic, and this is a structure. I hope everyone have written code till now. Rutuja, Suas, you are doing with me. If you are lagging behind, just let me know. I hope you all are with me. Just let me know in the chat box if you need any part of code. Like I have written this code and written in the server.js. I'm waiting for those who are lagging behind for the server.js file code. They can write from here. Just let me know. Okay, show controllers. Once you're done, just let me in the chat box. Rutuja is writing, I guess. Okay, great, Rutuja. You have written the server.js the routes for importing the routes over there. Otherwise, it will show you like this. If let me, okay, great. So let's test this on Postman. So everybody had installed. So you have to just like create a collection over there. It's been created. Let's rename this collection. DSC. Just click on this, add request. So we are going to post the data from the client side. Postman is basically for testing your the code, backend code, whatever the routes you have written. So we are running on 4000 server slash API. The base route we are given here is slash API. Like it is a format to write this like slash API. If you don't write this, it will be okay. But this is a format slash API slash sign up. So we have given the route over here as sign up. Okay. So we are going to test it over here. So we have to pass the data. Like if we don't have the front end right now, so without front end, we can also like test our backend using the Postman platform. So whatever the data is going to post from the client side, that is name, you're like filling up the form. So basically it will include name, email, password, LinkedIn URL. So you can test it on Postman. Just I hope you got like go on body raw. JSON. We are using the JSON format. Name. Suppose I have given the name Roshni. Just be clear, like with this name field should be similar to this name field. And same goes for email, password, LinkedIn URL. Email. Suppose I have given gmail.com. Password as Roshni 123, and LinkedIn URL as, suppose for the time being I'm giving as google.com, but so let's post this by clicking on the send button. Let's see if we get any error. Okay, we have like finally tested our data and it is successfully getting stored in our database. Successfully stored the user details in the database, and we got the like successful message and the data which we are like filled it over here Roshni, like similar to that, and a specific field like the MongoDB automatically creates a field that is ID, which it is unique for every collection, like for every document. So let's check if it is stored in a cloud database or not. One database, browse collections. So you can see over here our data is successfully stored in the database, whatever we have tested in the Postman. So our first task is done of registering a user with all the details using the test Postman. Tomorrow during the front end session, we will like directly test using the front end, but for the basically the backend testing purpose, we are using Postman over here. I hope everyone had tested. If anyone is getting error over here, like they have got the message like this, successfully stored and the data, let me know. Or they are getting any error. If you are getting any error, just let me know. If the data is not storing in the database or any other error. Like if you want the JSON, you can see over here. Okay, done. Yeah, I will be sharing this link, GitHub link to this project after pushing it. Rutuja, if you get any error, just let me know. As you're doing with me, just let me know. If you are done till this, so we are good to go for further part. Okay, your data is getting saved, right, in the database. Yeah, great. So as we can see over here, the data, the password is like directly stored over here. Like anyone can reach in our database and like hack our system, like database system, as the password are not like securely hashed. It should be hashed. So password is like a very sensitive data. So we are going to now hash our password using a package called bcrypt. So bcrypt is basically used for hashing a password. You can see the documentation bcrypt npm This is a package provided by NodeJS for hashing our password. Hashing is basically means like you are converting your password into secure format. We can see how it is converted. So let's install a package bcrypt. Npm install bcrypt. So bcrypt is successfully installed. So let's use it in our controllers folder. We have to require it const require sorry bcrypt. So we want to hash the password which we are getting from the client side. Okay. So over here, as we can see from the documentation, wait, I will show you. Const hashed password is equals to, there is a function, let's make it asynchronous function, await bcrypt dot hash. Hash is a function provided by bcrypt to hash a password. So it will take two parameters, that is the password, this, and the salt number of salt rounds. So it will add, like after getting your password, it will add some unique values or number strings, and it will mix it with, it will like, this task will done by like 10 times. You can see the documentation over here. Second. You can see the documentation. You can mention the salt rounds. The plain text password, the number of salt rounds. Okay, this is optional. So we are taking only two parameters, that is our password and number of salt rounds. So we have successfully hashed our password and we have to store a hashed password. So we'll write over here, we are going to store this hashed password. And let's save this and run our server again. To avoid like writing this statement, big statement again and again, we can go to a package .json and we can add the test. In the test, we can add the start script. So we will mention nodemon, the command which we are using, /s server dot js, and you can save this file. For like now, you have to just write npm start and then hit enter. Okay, you can see just writing this server got running. So you have to change the scripts over here, or you can use that also. It is better to use this start scripts. I hope you got this. So our server is listening and connected to database. Let's test this again. So I will use other credentials. So let's guess, I will put Augie. Let the LinkedIn variable as it is. Let's hit on send. Okay, you can see over here our password got hashed. It is not visible to us. So let's test this in our database. how it is stored in the database. Let's refresh this. So you can see a hashed password is saved in our database. Unlike earlier, it directly stored the database. Stored the password in the database. So our password got hashed. Okay, over here. So we have successfully hashed our password. So this hashing when we are going to log in. So this hash password should be like original to match with the original password. So let's create another route for login purpose. I hope all are done till now. Just let me know. Yeah, it basically AES acts as an encryption library, like which encrypts the password. Decrypt, oh, great. Decrypt acts as an encryption library for storing your password. So let's create a route for login purpose, like you have done with registration. Let exports.login is equals to. Similarly, we're going to create a function rec comma response. So here we are going to fire a query, that is a mongoose query find one, like we have to find a person which is entering email. So as we know, while logging we put our email generally on all the platforms. So from the client side we are getting the email and const password like dot body dot password. Okay, so this find one function takes the first parameter is like which field we have to match with the database. So we are matching the email. So in the database what form is there, you can see over here email. Okay, so let's put it email, like okay, we don't have to write this, we have to write just this email. If it is similar, we have to generate a callback error success or a data. Okay, if not equal to error and data is found with this similar email, so this is the part for success, like we have to check the password also. So first write the unsuccessful message, there is of status 400.json. The message will be email you have entered is not found in the database. Okay, this is our message, and we can log the error also as error. Okay, for as we have stored the password in an encrypted format, so we have to compare. For like comparing, we have to write a like general function on the in the models. Basically they are instance methods provided by mongoose. So on this schema we are going to like generate a function user schema dot methods, like this is a reusable function. I will show how it is, like authenticate. Okay, then we have to write the function, let's consider this as async function password. So we have to compare the password, whatever the password over here, we have to compare it, and we are going to use this in our controllers file for logging purpose. So this is sounding like bit complicated to you. Like once we are getting done with this, you will get to know why we are written this method. So we have to return await. So for comparing the hashed password, so you can see how we can compare. So we are so you can see over here, uh, as with both techniques, to check a password, like to valid, like compare a password, we are going to use a method called compare sync. It will like take two parameters like plain text password and the hashed password. Okay, so return await decrypt. I know it's sounding a bit complicated to you, but once we are getting done with this, you will find it like simple. So we have to pass the password, like we are passing a parameter called password over here, comma, the hash password this dot, like we are going to use this. So using this instance methods, we can directly use the like data of this database, like this dot password. So basically this will return either true or false. It will return either true or false. You can see in the documentation, this either returns true or either returns false. Like true in the case if the password, the hash password is similar to the like entered password, and false if the password doesn't match. Let's save this. We will get to know why like use this in authenticate. We are given the name as authenticate to this function. So if like there is no error, like email is found, we will miss the comma. So then we are going to check the password, const password is equals to await like data dot authenticate. So here we are using naming as authenticate. It gets virtually stored, but it is not actually stored in the database authenticate function, but it is there, authenticate. So we can use that data dot authenticate, and the parameter we are passing over is like password. We are pass one parameter. So data dot authenticate, we are passing over here the password, that is this password the user had entered to authenticate this password. Like from here, if you have entered this password, suppose I have entered Roshni 123. So this Roshni, it will call the function authenticate over here. The Roshni 123 is passed over here. It will be compared with the hashed password. So this is Roshni 123 and this hash password. But the compare sync will compare the hash, like it will do some logic and then it will return either true or false on the basis of the password matching. I hope you got this point. Okay. So this will return either true or false. Or you can console also, just for testing purpose, console.log password. Okay. Let's save. We can do the further part later. There's some error I'm getting. Okay, this should be async. I have used function should be async callback. Await is only valid in async function. Let's see if I got any further error. Okay, I'm not getting any further error. So we are consoling the password, like it is either will be true or false. Okay, let's write a route for this login purpose. So let's go to routes folder. I hope all have done till this. I hope all have done, like got some basic idea of like hashing, how it is compared. Just let me know in the chat box. Okay, great, Rutuja. So let's get back to VS Code and create a route for this. Router dot post login, comma. We have given the function name as login IS over here. Use the login. Oh shit, it just mismatched. So we have logged in. Let's save this and go back to our. Let's add another request for login purpose. This is a post request. Localhost 4000. For this, our naming is login. So from the client side, we are passing. Click on raw, then JSON, email. Like during the sign up, what email I have used? Okay. @gmail.com, comma, the password, whatever password I want to enter, Augie123. Augie123. Okay. Let's send this request and see what we are getting in the console, as we have to check it on the console as we have didn't like responded any for the successful message res.json. So we are getting the console. We are sending the request. Okay, there is some error. Let's see what's the error. Reference cannot access password before initialization. Okay. Controller is. Okay, we have request dot. Just a second. Okay, we have given the use the same convention, like same variable password. Also we have given let directly write here dot body dot password, or you can give another name over here, const pass, something like this, and use the pass over there like this. But I'm directly writing this to avoid one more line of code. So let's save this file and let's see whether. Okay, let's send the request again. Okay, so bcrypt is not defined. Okay, we have used over here. Okay, we have used bcrypt over here, but didn't require it. We have used bcrypt over here, but didn't imported it. So let's import this const bcrypt is equals to require bcrypt. Okay, let's save this file and see if we are getting any further errors. Okay. Okay, our password got successfully matched and we got the in the console, we have consoled, as we have consoled over here. There it is. Yeah, it either returns true or false if password, if it's true. Okay, if the password matches, then we have to return res dot status that password is successfully matched dot json message, you have successfully logged in. Okay, and you can return the data also of the user, as it returns the data. Okay. Else, if the password doesn't matches, we can return less dot status 400 dot json messages invalid password. Okay, let's try to run this. We have got the data. Suppose we are putting the wrong email ID. Let's send this. So you can see email you have entered is not found in the database. We don't have such email in the database, so it given us the error. Okay. Suppose I'm putting the correct email and wrong password. You can see what error we are getting. You can see invalid password. So this, like, by developing a front end tomorrow, we can see how it is like used at the front end side. Basically it's for testing purpose. So we are done with login and sign up. Okay. Let's see, assign a token. Suppose uh, you are visiting a Amazon website, and you have like put on your details, and and you have gone to the home page, but again, like another day, you are visiting the same website, but the Amazon doesn't ask you again for the login credentials. It automatically redirects you the home page. How it is possible? So basically this is possible due to like cookies stored in your browser. So whenever like you enter like any go to any website, so it stores the cookies from that Amazon server, and it will, and if another day if you get logged on this website, it will be automatically logged in. So let's see how we can do in our project. So for this we are going to generate a token. I hope you are not exhausted with the session. If yes, like, we will take this tomorrow. Let me know. Just let me know if you are got exhausted, like it's been 6:30. We can generate a token for that. Just let me know in the chat box. I hope you are not exhausted. You are understanding, like if you are lagging behind, just let me know. Okay. So for generating a token, we are going to use another package, that is JSON web token. I'm like going some little bit fast from now, like it's been 6:30. So npm install JSON web token. It is for basically assigning a token to the user after they have logged in a website. So let's use that over here. First acquire it. Const jwt is equals to require JSON web token. So after like successfully, if the user successfully logs into the website, so we have to assign a token. So we can write a code for that. Const token is equals to jwt dot sign, and it will take two parameters, like on what field you have to assign the token. Suppose I am assigning the token on the basis of a unique field. That is unique field, this dash id data dot dash id comma. So this token will be generated on the basis of jwt secret we provide. So let's provide a jwt secret. I can give a random string. Okay, I am providing a random string over here as a JWT secret. Let's use it over here. Process dot env dot JWT secret. Like you can copy this to avoid any error due to naming. Okay, and it also takes another parameter, like for what time we have to maintain this token. So expires in suppose 1 day. Okay, so a token will be generated and we can like get the token in the JSON format. Let's save this and I will show you the documentation of JWT token. So it is must to see the documentation every time. You will get to know various insights of various packages, npm, JSON, web token. For knowing the syntax, you have to don't have to remember the code like answer. Just go to the documentation. Just a second, it's loading. Second, the website is going a bit slow. Okay, I don't know what happened with the website documentation, but we can explore it further. I don't know why it's not loading now, this website, but they are given a nice documentation. You can refer it from here. Yeah. Let's okay. Let's save this. Let's run our server again. npm start. Okay. Let's again log in. Let's write the correct password. Otherwise it will. You can see a token has been generated over here. So we can verify the token on any website. So this is a token, JWT token generated over here. So this JW to verify this JWT token, whenever a user logged in, we have to write a middleware. Like middleware acts as a restriction to certain pages. Like if you want to see the profile page of any website, so after logging in only you can see that page, otherwise you won't be able to see that page. So middleware will be useful for that. I will be showing that. Let's give this name mid.js. So we are going to use JWT here to verify the JWT. Like I will show how the token is passed over here. Just after writing this function, we'll get more clear idea of that. So we are writing the functions over here. Require sign in for visiting any page. You have to be signed in on the website. It will take 3 parameters, rec, comma, res, comma. Here in the middleware, we have to pass the next function also, because it is the next will redirect to another function. Like I will show in the further part. This is request dot. I know it going too complicated for you, but to practice you will get to know that. Like dot headers of authorization, like you should be authorized how to pass JWT. Const token JWT dot verify. It will take 2 parameters, token comma. Okay, sorry. We have to first split the token. I will show why we are splitting this token. Just a second. Rect rec.headers.authorization dot split. It is a JavaScript function. Const user is equals to jwt dot verify, and it will take the token, verify the jwt secret we have stored over here. Process dot env dot jwt secret, and we will be storing the user credentials over here after verifying the jwt token. Else res dot status 400 dot json message you are not authorized to visit this page, and we are going to write the next over here to redirect to other route. So to like this, to test this, I will creating another function. Let's suppose I'm taking a random function called profile. Exports dot profile is equals to rec comma res suppose I am consoling the rec dot user only. Res dot status 200 dot json. This is for this is just for verifying the like jwt testing purpose. You will get to know why I'm writing this once I do the testing. Okay, let's save this and write the route for this. Router dot just it's a get slash profile comma. Let's save this. Profile is not defined. Okay, I have not imported over here. Let's import it. And we are like the middle we have created require sign in to visit this page. You should be signed in. Okay, so the middleware we have created over here. Okay, this will be useful over here. So after like hitting this route, first the code URL will hit the required sign in function, and then only it will hit the profile controller function. Okay, so this acts as a middleware. So let's try to hit the profile route directly and see what we are getting. Let's hit this. So you can see you are not authorized to visit this page as we didn't provided the JWT token over here. So let's provide a JWT token over here. After logging in, we got the token over here. Like tomorrow during the front end live session, you will be more clear why we are using this token and how it is going to store in our browser console while doing the front end part. So let's pass this like headers. In the headers, we are passing an authorization. This is a key. Okay, we have to pass this over here for testing purpose. And there's a format to write this token bearer. This is general format. And then the token. Let's hit it. So I'm getting some error. You are not authorized. Okay, you are authorized to visit this page, hence you visited. So I have successfully like visited this page earlier. When I have not provided this JW token, I am not authorized. So here we have passed an authorization, that is token. So I will explain the code now. So this token will go over here if request.headers. In the headers part, we are passing the JWT token. So the JWT token will come here and it will be splitted. Like first, like this is JavaScript function split. So it will be split into two parts. The bearer, comma, token. The token we have provided that over here. You can see the token we have provided over here. So it is like splitted in an array. As you know, the JavaScript split function splits into an array. So we are taking the first element. The first, that is token. So the first is token. I'm sorry, where is not. So we have set it the token. So we are getting the token over and we are verifying the token against the user which is logged in. Okay. So this is the use of JWT token over here. So I'm getting some error. Cannot set headers after they are sent to the client. Okay, let's see. You are not authorized. This running. Okay, this is for previous part that we didn't provided the JWT token. The first testing we have done without providing the JWT token, so it gave me this error. So and during the next part, we have got this. So this is the use of the JW token to verifying a user. So today we have done the like sign up, sign in, and like created a protected routes. Basically, this is a protected route. Only if the user had provides the JW token, only then he is authorized to visit that page. Okay. So we have created three routes over here. You can see we have created three routes: sign up, login, and profile. Tomorrow we are going to do the front end of this part: sign up, login, and profile, and how to set up the store the like JWT token in your browser. If you have any doubts, just let me know in the chat box. I hope you got some. Just let me know in the chat box. It's been like 6:50. In JWT part, if you have any doubt, just let me ask, or in any part of the session, just let me know. So we have created the controllers, middlewares, models, routes, and the main file. The basic like half of the part, the main part, authentication and authorization part we have done today, the backend part. Tomorrow we are going to do the front end. So let me know if you have any doubt, just let me know. If not, just write in the chat box understood. Okay, if like while doing the further part, I will be creating the issues like for doing the another modules of this on our GitHub repository, Google Developer Student Club. You can contribute in that whatever you have done today. I will sharing the repo link soon. And if you have any doubt, just let me know. And thanks for attending. Then we have our WhatsApp group also and Discord server also. You can ask there. By typing your name, I will be like pleasure to help you out over there.